Hey friends, Nibs again. Out here in the garage, a little bit goofing around tonight, a little bit of plinking, and I thought I would do another head-to-head challenge, or try another head-to-head challenge for you guys. This one ought to be a pretty fair matchup. Two totally, completely different guns. One's a Springer, and one's a brake barrel Springer. One is a multi-pump Crosman 760. So, but I think they're pretty well equally suited as far as power and accuracy goes. So I thought it'd be fun to put them head to head with each other. But the one is the Springer. This one is actually one that's on loan to the channel right now. This is a Slavia model 618, and the 618 is a 177 caliber. They also did make a 622, basically the same gun, but would shoot 22s. But this little bugger is very, very accurate. So I think this one has a couple of distinct advantages to the Crosman 760 that I'm going to be using, which is a similar vintage as that one. So the Slavia 618 came out in the probably early 60s from what I've found online. I really didn't find a ton of information about it, but they came out in about the early 60s and ran up into the 70s, and I couldn't really find when they discontinued them either, but sometime in the 70s is what I was able to find. So, but this particular model of 760 was from probably early to mid 70s. I've had people tell me that these ones, so it's got the hard plastic buttstock, and those are early production units, but these ones with this style of wooden foregrip were actually made right before they stopped doing the brass bolt handle, which was in 1975. Before that, and I have a couple of them around here. I don't have one out right now, but oh yeah, I do actually. No, this is a newer production one. This is actually the one with the they call it the hammer drop. So this one is the one with the brass bowl is what they call a self-cocker. So you don't have to cock it to set the hammer. When you pump it, that actually sets the hammer against, or the valve against the sear, and allows you to shoot it that way. And all reckon the bolt does is open the chamber so you can put a pellet in there. But both of these guns were about the same vintage. But the advantage I think the Slavia is going to have is it has a rifled barrel, and also the trigger is a lot better on that Slavia. But if I do my part with this 760, it is a shooting machine as well. So, but we'll go ahead, and I've got the little tiny bullseyes set up across the garage here, and we'll go ahead and just to give you an idea, this is the size of the bullseyes I'm shooting at 21 feet. So that kind of equates out to, you know, more of like a 5 or 6 inch target at say 25 yards or something along that lines. But the Slavia is the newer one in the garage. It doesn't actually belong to me, but it's the newer one in the garage, so we will shoot this one first. A little tiny length of pull on this guy, but it's a fun little shooter. It's nice and quiet. It's not loud like a lot of Springers. Got a real loud action and loud snap, but it still has plenty of power for plinking and shooting like that. So, but let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and try this new pellet pen that was sent over to me by Riddick of Off the Shelf Air Guns. His channel went over 1,000 subscribers recently, and he did a giveaway, and I won. And he sent me that along with a bunch of other cool stuff for air gun shooting. And we'll go ahead and see which one of these guys will be more accurate, or at least I can shoot more accurately. Both of them have buckhorn sights, which you guys know are my nemesis. When you guys get older, you'll start to understand. You start to need bifocals, and you gotta use your bifocals to see the stuff up close, and you can't see what's far away when you're using the bifocals, so it's really tough to get a good sight picture. I think that one went through just about the same hole. Kind of looks like it did. These pellet pens are pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try to find me one for a 22 caliber as well. I can see where that would be very nice to have if you're out walking in the woods, doing some plinking and squirrel hunting and stuff, and you're using a Springer. Have that in your pocket and be ready for the next quick load instead of having to have a tin in your pocket or something. I know several guys that I watch say they carry a couple of loose pellets in their back pocket, but if you sat down, you run the risk of smushing those pellets, and then that'll throw off your accuracy. So that was 3, right? And get to talking, and I don't know what I'm doing here. Oop, that one went up a little high left, but stayed in scoring. That's the key with these little bullseyes, is not getting any zeros. All right, this is the last one for the Slavia. All right, looks like I kept them all in scoring. That's really good. So the one advantage I think the Crosman has over the Slavia is it actually has better sights, even though they are buckhorns. They are a little more generous. The Slavia sights are very tiny, harder for me to focus on. So these the Crosman sights are a lot more generous. I rebuilt this gun a couple years ago. Still shooting pretty good. looks like I'm carbon copying the results from the Slavia. Sometimes it's fun just to get these little old timer plinkers out and goof around with them. Yep, just about the same footprint as the group from the Slavia so far. Can be tough to determine a winner on that one. Yeah, the trigger on this one is probably at least double the weight of the one on that Slavia. That's got a very, very light trigger on that Slavia. Might even be more than double. I can't really tell. It's pretty stiff compared to that one. Wow, those are almost identical groups. Holy smokes, that's going to be a tough one to determine. All right, guys, let me cut this off, and I'll add that up and get back to you in just a minute. All righty, friends, I am back, and that was a very close matchup. I thought it was going to be when I first picked those two out, but it was close. It came down to 1 point. I went through the downrange footage several times just to make sure I had them right. The lowest score was from the Slavia, and he had a really nice 36 out of a possible 50. To get 10s on these, there's actually a little tiny dot in the center of that circle, and you got to take out that dot. So it's basically the size of a pinhead. But the Crosman 760 edged it out with basically he got two 9s. He did have a 4 over here, and when I saw that 4, I thought for sure that was going to be his downfall. But the rest of these ones came in nice and tight in the center here, and ended up with 1 point advantage. So I really kind of thought that the Slavia was going to be have the edge because of the better trigger and the rifled barrel, but can't beat the old USA made Crosman 760. It's tough. But there you go. I love these old 760s with the brass bolts. I actually have one. It's lost in shipping right now, so I don't know if I'm actually ever going to get it, but I found an original with the what they call the Tootsie Roll grip and the wood stock in the back, and it doesn't have any scope grooves on it, so it's a first or second year of production, I believe. And I got that one, and it was shipped and it got delivered to some other address. It was showing to be needing to be delivered to me, but for some reason it got delivered to another address in Georgia, and they've got a claim out with FedEx right now for it. So I'm not holding my breath that I'll ever see it, but eventually I'll have me a Tootsie Roll. But for now, this is about the oldest one that I have. I think I do have another one that has a plastic, which is actually like late 60s, early 70s. So this one's probably 74 or 75. But anyway, there you go. Head-to-head win for the Crosman 760. Hope you liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.